Hey guys, welcome to the channel. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about the 50 platinum trophies that I've managed to obtain. Or ideally, I already made a video previous to this. That was last year at around maybe January or so, where I had shown the first 9 platinum trophies that I have. And today, as at the time of recording this video, is December 2021, and I'm currently sitting at 51 trophies. So yeah, so the difference here is like a total of 42 platinum trophies in like 2 years. So if we count the whole of 2020 and the whole of 2021, those are 2 years. So ideally, if you do the math, that's like around 42 platinums that I've obtained. So yeah, and I'm just gonna quickly talk about them in this video, talk about how I managed to get them, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. So I think with that, let me just roll the intro. Now with that out of the way, so we're gonna talk, or I'm gonna show like a preview of like my PSN profiles. So if you don't know what PSN profiles is, it's like a website that kind of tracks all your the games that you've been playing and the trophies that you've been unlocking. It has good statistics, and it's very informative, and it has guides and whatnot. So if you trying to get into trophy hunting, you will need to be able to kind of track things. So yeah, as you can see, this is the preview. I'm at level 318. That's 2,413 silver, 51 platinums. 2,413 trophies in total. 51 platinum trophies, 231 gold, 572 silver, and 1,559 bronze. So as I started tracking my games with PSN Profiles, it's saying I've played a total of 108 games, only completed 38. My completion rate is sitting at 57.2%, and yeah, there's unearned trophies at 1,950, and apparently I'm getting 1.36 trophies per day. There's the views and the ranks. So I'm using the the US account for my main account. So yeah, so that's like an overview, and yeah, I think without further ado, let's actually jump and talk about the actual games that I've been playing and the trophies that I got. So I'm gonna start at number 10. I'm gonna leave like a card or something too if you wanna check out my previous video of me talking about the other previous platinums prior to this. You can go check it out. Yeah, so we're gonna start out here with Resident Evil 2, and this is one of the favorite games I played last year. It's I like survival horror games. I really enjoyed the number of playthroughs, like as much as I think the number of playthroughs here are like 6. You need to play the game at least 6 times. There are different trophies to get, there are there are a lot of collectibles like files, and there's the speed run you need to do for Resident Evil 2. Overall, I enjoyed the game. I didn't fully get it to 100% completion. But I think at one point I will come back and finish up on these 2. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, awesome game. I like the game. It had really fun puzzles and a lot of investigation, and yeah, just the fact that you get to play it and kind of figure things out on your own till the very end is what I like about survival horror games. So that's Resident Evil 2. Next game should be Detroit Become Human. So Detroit Become Human is like a story-driven game with decisions. You have to like make decisions that are kind of affect the outcome of the game. And yeah, I think I wouldn't like want to spoil the story because it's purely about the story. And yeah, I actually did a guide for this particular trophy, the Survivors trophy. So it's saying everyone is alive at the end, so obviously you can make decisions in which somebody might die or something like that, and I did a guide just showing, you know, or a playthrough just showing how I kept everyone alive. It's on my channel. If you want to check it out, if you're interested in playing the game, you can do that. Yeah, so that's Detroit Become Human. Next up, Evil Within. Yes, this was a very hard trophy. It's sitting at like a 9 out of 10 difficulty. Yeah, no lie, this game was hard to platinum. I only played the base game. I've not picked up the DLCs. Yeah, so there are different playthroughs. You need to play it with different difficulties, but the one that everyone always talks about is Akumu mode. Akumu mode is like one of the hardest difficulties in this game, or is the hardest, where if you die, you kind of start that particular chapter or level from scratch. Yeah, so if you die, that's it, you know, and the enemies like kind of can one-shot you. Like almost all enemies will one-shot you. So yeah, so it was difficult. How I managed to, you know, kind of hack it was, I got to a point where I just, you know, played all the entire game, and you can see also there's a speedrun. You need to beat the game in under 5 hours. But how I actually did Akumu mode was watch speedruns. So I look up on YouTube and just check out how they're like legitimate competitions for speedruns. So I look at how these guys play the game on the hardest difficulty. How they do the speedrun? So they'll kind of show you tricks and how to navigate. So I looked up speedrun and I was able to do Akumu mode. Yeah, so you just like watch, then, you know, kind of note areas where you keep on dying, and, you know, you'll be able to do it. So yeah, we were within very proud of this platinum. I really enjoyed the game. It was a game that I really, at first it kind of grew on me. Like I persevered a bit. At start I didn't necessarily like it, but once I pushed through till like around the 5th level or fifth chapter, that's when I really started enjoying the game. And yeah, so it's really fun if you're into kind of hard, challenging trophies. Next up, yeah, as you can see, there are some games which have, you know, still are in the pipeline or in the backlog. Next up is Dark Souls 2. So yeah, I kind of have notes written down to briefly talk about some games, so you'll have to bear with me. Yeah, so Dark Souls 2, yeah, 6 out of 10 difficulty, 3 playthroughs. Mainly because, you know, there are different requirements per playthrough. Like it's either you're trying to get something in New Game Plus, or there's some items that are available on New Game Plus, and so on. Yeah, but this was one of the games that were in my backlog for one of the longest time, because I played this game way back in, as you can see, 2018. So I came back to kind of, you know, clean it up. And yeah, this game, I don't know how it is right now to platinum it, because the trophy that gave me a lot of hard time was, I think, getting all the miracles, because there's a miracle associated with the Sunlight Covenant, I believe, and you need to get the coins. I think they're called medals. You need to get them by, you know, there are some specific enemies who drop them, the Falcons, I believe. You have to farm them, and they have such a rare drop rate, like so rare. I remember, like in like an hour, like I could only get like 2 or 3, and I think you need like maybe 30 or so. Yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it was a massive grind. I had to get I had to boost this game, you know. I had to like look for someone to play with me, such that we did some bosses. When you do those any boss fight, actually do boss fights with, so long as you're in the Sunlight Covenant, and you'll be able to get that particular medal for the Covenant. Yeah, I know it's a lot, and there's so much that goes into Dark Souls, but yeah, very grindy, you know. And honestly, not my favorite Dark Souls. It's my least favorite, but yeah, ideally I want to platinum all Dark Souls, so I had to do Dark Souls 2. Next up is Erica. So Erica is like a movie game. Like it was literally a movie, you know, and it's all about how they edited this movie into like a game, where it's kind of like Detroit, where you make decisions, and the decisions kind of, you know, have repercussions or outcomes, and so on. These story games, I can't really talk about it much because it'll just kind of be spoilers going into the story. But yeah, it had a really good story. It was about this chick, trying to figure out, I think, her past and all that stuff. It had, it's a 3 out of 10 difficulty. You need like 6 playthroughs. I was able to beat this game in under like 2 days, 7 hours. So I think I'm showing, or rather, when I'm editing this, I'm gonna show like the stats based on PSN Profiles. Yeah, so it was, it's not so bad. Quick, it's fairly quick. If you can just dedicate a weekend or something, like you can even have company or a partner or whoever. You just sit there and just play the game. It's fairly interesting to actually play. Some of these games, it's good to play it with someone. So that's pretty much Erica. Next up, Road Bastille. Yeah, this is one of those cheesy platinums. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. But if you want like a quick platinum, these are such games. I got the platinum in under 14 minutes. Even you can get it even way faster. So nothing serious, nothing too serious. It was just a cheese platinum. Like, I'm not gonna lie about how I get platinums and like lie that, oh, I didn't get it like this, or if I used a glitch or not. If I used a glitch, I'm gonna say I used a glitch. If I used the hack, I'm gonna say I used the hack. And if I'm cheesing, I'll cheese. So it really depends. So Road Bastille is one of those cheese platinums. Nothing about it. You can just play it and that's it. You can get the even you can like give a kid to play this game for you and get the platinum. Next up is Dark Souls 3. So Dark Souls 3, I think it is my favorite Dark Souls game out of 1, 2, and 3. 3 because it's like with the fans, kind of a lot of the Souls fans are kind of torn between 3 and 1, because people say how Dark Souls 3 borrows a lot from Dark Souls 1 and a bit of 2, so it's all smashed into one game. But I still liked it. I like it. Like, people are saying it's not original, but I still like the improvements visually, even to the mechanics, compared to Dark Souls 2, how it was so clunky, it's just a clunky game. But Dark Souls 3, much more flexible. The areas look awesome, the bosses look awesome, and in terms of difficulty, it's a 7 out of 10. 3 playthroughs. I managed to get in a matter of like 6 months or so. You can do it shorter. It can be shorter if you know what you're doing. But funny story about this game is that this Master of Rings trophy. This Master of Rings trophy, I remember, you need to get till New Game Plus 2 or 3. 3 actually. So you need that's 3 playthroughs. And these rings only are available in certain playthroughs. So you need to beat the game once, twice, and so on. But the cheat, not really a cheat, but it is actually a mechanic in the game. There's this sorcery you use to kind of silence your footsteps, and you kind of return a little bit invisible. So in my second playthrough, that's what I was doing. Like, I'm just casting that spell, and like, I'm just running through the area. So I'm only fighting boss fights and somebody who is clearly preventing me from progressing. Other than that, you can actually push through till the third playthrough. So you're not gonna sit there and like actually kill everyone, no. But once you get your first playthrough, just kind of cast that spell, like turn yourself turn yourself invisible. Then you kind of silence your footsteps and just run. It's obviously limited. But all in all, Dark Souls 3 is really good, really fun if you're into Souls games. And I think I'm just gonna move on to the next game. Next up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. This was a really good. It's like very nostalgic because I played it way back in the day on PC when I was younger, and coming back to play the campaign. It is one of the best campaigns in the Call of Duty franchise, and nothing much to it. So I did it in under two. I think I did it in 2 months, and it's only one playthrough. So if you can play you can do it on actually one playthrough. So if you just start the game and play it on veteran, you can get the entire platinum just in one sitting. But for me, I remember I did it on hardened difficulty, then I came back to do veteran. So it's really fun to play. Yeah, it's good. I like Call of Duty just for I play Call of Duty just for the campaigns. Next up is Doom. Doom is an amazing game. I liked the music, mostly the music. Everybody knows how I like the music in this game because it was made by none other than Mick Gordon. I actually discovered Mick Gordon from Doom. Listen to the entire I listen to this playlist or the music of this game constantly, even when I'm working out or something. Like, this music is just awesome. It just keeps you going. Other than that, is a good first-person shooter. You know, it like really puts you in a place where you feel like a badass. You know, like, because they say that, you know, you're kind of trapped in a room with demons, but it's not that you're trapped in a room with demons. The demons are trapped in a room with you, so you're the bad one, you know. So Doom is such an amazing game. It had a bit of multiplayer, but yeah, I think that no one is actually playing the multiplayer, so you might need to boost it with someone. But for me at the time, there were like 1 or 2 people playing it, and I still managed to do the multiplayer trophies. There was this particular trophy that I'm highlighting. They complete the UAC on Ultra Nightmares. This is like the hardest difficulty of the game. So you just need to complete the first mission of the game on Ultra Rare, and that was kind of hard because it's like 2 shots you're dead, you know. So that's the only hard thing, but it's not difficult. You know, it's like 1 playthrough, and it's a 3 out of 10 difficulty. Next up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This was like, you know, the reboot, I guess, or the remake, or whatever you wanna call it, of the franchise. You know, with Captain Soap, you know, Captain Price, sorry, and Soap and all that. Yeah, I liked the campaign. It had very cool graphics and missions. You know, I played a bit of War. You know, I think it introduced Warzone, and yeah, I played Warzone a bit. I also did a playthrough on Veteran. I think not Veteran, Realism mode. Yeah, Realism mode on my channel, so you can check that out if you want to check it out. And yeah, I think this was my maybe my 20th platinum at this time. But yeah, you just need 1 playthrough. It's 3 out of 10 difficulty, and I managed to get in like a month and 3 days. And yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's just okay. You know, it's not so bad. I can't really say if there's anything particularly difficult. Realism difficulty isn't hard. It is not hard. So in this game, they kind of went easy on the difficulties. I think the hardest difficulty that I played was actually Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on Veteran. That thing was hard, really hard. But realism mode wasn't as hard. I breezed through this game like quickly. Yeah, so that's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, I'm yet to do the special ops. Yeah, I just got turned off really. But yeah. Next up is My Name is Mayo. This is another cheese trophy. You can get this trophy in under like an hour. I think I got it in like 2 days because I think I was just playing it, you know, on and off, not really caring. But yeah, My Name is Mayo is another cheese platinum, okay, under an hour. You know, just literally you're just tapping on a jar of mayo. Yeah. Next up is Call of Duty World War II. Man, this trophy has a story, man. Yeah, so ideally I started playing this game some time back. It was in my backlog. Really enjoyed the campaign. You know, I think it's also one of the other, you know, best campaigns in the game. I like the campaign a lot. But now the hard part was the freaking zombie mode. Zombie mode was hard, you know, doing the Easter eggs and all that stuff. That was hard. I remember I wanted to do it solo because I saw playthroughs, I saw people on YouTube doing it solo. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna be one of those people who get to do this zombie mode Easter egg solo. And man, that thing butchered me because you can spend almost 2 to 3 hours doing it. And once these zombies get too much for you and overwhelm you and you die, that's it. 3 hours just down in the drain. Man, this game literally almost brought me to tears, because I had played so much of this game. I had gotten almost all the trophies. It was just one of these two, the Dark Reunion, getting all the variants of the Tesla gun. These were really, really hard trophies. Even you can see it's an ultra rare at 0.1. People playing this game not platinum. They're not getting the platinum for this game. So yeah, I had to find someone to help me get this platinum, and thankfully enough I did. And yeah, and I think we just did it in one session and we got it done, but it was really fun. These zombie modes are fun to play with someone. So, but man, I just tortured myself trying to do it solo. And yeah, that's the story behind Call of Duty. It's another proud platinum, but man, I would not platinum this game again. I wouldn't dream of doing the zombies again, man. They were such a nightmare for me. Yeah, so that's Call of Duty World War II. Next up is God of War 3 Remastered. It's like a 3 out of 10 difficulty, 2 playthroughs. What can I say about this game? It wasn't as hard. It was in my backlog. I had already played this game a while. If I can check the trophies, you can see I was playing this game in 2019. I just played, and you see 2018, it was like a backlog game. So I just came back to finish up on it. There's nothing much. It's not really hard. There's the beat the game on Titan mode. That's the hardest difficulty of the game, but it's not really as hard. It can be done, and you just need to be aware of some missable trophies. It does have missable trophies, so if you miss it on your first playthrough, you can try getting it on your second playthrough. Yeah, so God of War, nothing much to talk about, but yeah, good game. It was one of the best God of War games at the time. Obviously the new God of War is better, but this one it's nice when when you're playing as Kratos and you're going for all of the gods, and it was really fun. Another cheesy game here is Foxyland. Foxyland, is a game. I think I have my friend or my fellow bandmate also is a trophy hunter, but I think he has kind of gone down a bit on it. But he kind of goes for these small games. So I saw him playing Foxyland and I was like, okay, let me see what Foxyland is about. It's just a small indie game, I guess, and there's nothing much to it. You can beat the game even before you reach get the platinum before you reach even the 6th level or so. You just need to accumulate some some stars. Or is it called stars or what? Yeah. And collecting cherries, you see, complete a level with 3 stars. So you just need to get 3 stars in almost maybe half, or 4 levels or 5, and you get the platinum. So nothing much to it. I got the platinum in an hour, I believe. So yeah, nothing much about Foxyland. Another awesome game here is Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost is such an awesome game, really awesome. I enjoyed everything about this game that which it had to offer. This is one of those games you're not really playing it in a rush. You're just enjoying being in the game. Jin Sakai was an amazing character. It tells his story, about being a samurai and how he transitioned into being a ghost and all that. Not to give away too much into the story, but yeah, really enjoyed this game. Even I got it done. I barely got it done I got it done, without using a guide. I barely used a guide. It's only there are kind of hidden areas where you need to bow or something like that. But if you are kind of keen in looking at this game, and you'll be able to kind of knock everything out and get your platinum. Yeah, so really enjoyed this game. It was really fun to do. So next up is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Yeah, so Resident Evil, this was the first game of the first Resident Evil in the franchise to kind of make it to be first person. story about Ethan, and he's like off in, I think, Louisiana or something like that, looking for, you know, his wife, and I think wife or girlfriend. Yeah. So yeah, typical Resident Evil trophy list. You need to beat the game in under like 5 hours. Yeah, this one was 4 hours. The normal trophies or Resident Evil trophies, like beat the game without using an item box. Do not use med kits. Use only 3 or less. So these kind of trophies are the challenging ones. I believe it's like a 5 out of 10 difficulty. You need at least 3 playthroughs. I think I got it in under, or rather I did this platinum in a month. Yeah, so it's possible. But I'm wanting, or rather I do want to platinum all Resident Evil games. So we're slowly there, getting there. At least I try to platinum a Resident Evil game in a year. So that's Resident Evil 7. Next up is Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3. I'm just gonna combine them as one. This is 2 and Warped. It's all about getting gems and doing like speed runs within the levels. You have to beat the time. You have timed levels and all that. So it's a very fun game. You can they're ranging between like 6 out of 10 difficulty for Crash Bandicoot 2. Warped is ranging. It's like Warped was the easier one actually. It's like 4 out of 10. All one playthroughs, because you can like go to a specific level and just get the gems that you missed. Next up is The Witness. The Witness is like a puzzle game. It's based on an island where you do countless number of puzzles. Man, this game was fun at the very start when you actually hack some puzzles on your own. But it gets to a point where this game, the puzzles just get way complicated, too difficult, and I don't see how anyone got this platinum without using a guide. It just gets harder and harder, and legitimately you cannot play this game without a guide. You will not finish this game without a guide, and I am telling you that for free. You need to be Einstein or someone to actually beat the puzzles in this game. It's all about puzzles, man. So yeah, it's 6 out of 10 difficult. 6 out of 10. One playthrough, I think I did it in under 2 weeks, or roughly 2 weeks or so. Rocket League is next up. 2 out of 10 difficulty, one playthrough. Not so bad. It's the game is fun to play. It's a passive game. It doesn't really take itself seriously. Like, you just enjoy the game. It's a game you play just to pass time. You'll just be playing it and you'll be unlocking trophies without you knowing it. The only trophy that like maybe I went for was this far away, drive a total of 50 kilometers. There I literally just used a rubber band, and you tie the analog sticks together, and so long as you tie your rubber band to your right trigger and the analog stick, and you're just gonna leave the controller there. So you drive a total of 50 kilometers. Even you can see by the screenshot here, you see I'm just going, oh, not this one. No, there's a particular one. I think maybe I'm, not getting the names right. But yeah, I think most likely it is this one, drive a total of 50 kilometers. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not doing the added DLC. They keep on adding DLCs all the time. So once I got the platinum, I'm just playing it very passively. Next up is Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is a really fun game to play. It has cool weapons. It's like cartoonish in a way, and it's really fun. It's not too serious. There's obviously villains and all that. There's a plot twist here and there, but yeah, the game is fairly fun to play. It's like actually this was my 30th platinum. Did it in or rather, it's a 3 out of 10 difficulty. Did it in 1 month, 3 weeks. Yeah, nothing much in this game. There's challenge mode. I think you have to beat the game in challenge mode or something like that. So that's where the second playthrough comes in. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank is highly recommendable, and it's very fun. It's just very fun to play. I'd recommend anyone to play this game. Next up is Tekken 7. Tekken is one of the games that was also in my backlog. It's 3 out of 10 difficulty. You just need one playthrough. It's just one. You just do the story mode once, and most of the other trophies you can get it in practice mode. And there's a little bit of multiplayer, I think, where you need to like win 5 matches online or something like that, 5 or 10, I believe. Yeah, if I could find it, but ideally, yeah, you do need to play a bit of online. But yeah, it's fairly easy. You can actually dedicate maybe a day or two, and you'll get the platinum for Tekken 7. It's not as hard to get. One night stand, cheese platinum. You can get this trophy in under a day or so. Maybe a day or maybe like 5 hours or so if you know what you're doing. It's like a story game. It tells a story in like frames, like picture frames or something like that, about like an actual one night stand, and how you're gonna go about it. It's not like R-rated. It's not like what you're thinking, but it's just like after the one night stand, this is what is happening. Are you gonna leave? Are you gonna talk to this woman or whatever? So fairly cheesy platinum here. Yeah, I just played it just to pass the time. I actually got it in 18 hours, and 18 hours and 37 minutes. So can knock it, because I was trying to like do it legit. Then it got to a point I was like, okay, let me now get a guide to kind of knock out the other endings, because it's all about how you end the game. Memory lane, there's nothing much to talk about this game. Cheesy platinum. This platinum is like got in under 18 minutes. It's just about flipping cards and matching the pieces together, and that's it. Remnant from the Ashes. Man, this game is one of the best games I played this year, hands down. It's like a Soulslike game with guns. The areas are like procedurally generated. That means that whatever I'm playing and you go and pick up the game and you play, we're not gonna necessarily see the same thing. But you need to kind of like re-roll the game or that particular area, because there's Earth, Yom, that Swamp of Coruscant. There are different areas in the game, and we're not all going to see the same thing, and that's the beauty that I liked about the game, because there's so much replayability in this game. I did 100% completion in this game, which I'm very, very proud of. I absolutely love this game. And you need to do like 3 playthroughs. It's like a 6 out of 10 difficulty. I did it in under a month and 3 weeks. Overall, like I mentioned, Souls-like in a way. It has, you can have different builds, and there's this concept of scaling where the area scales up based on your gear. So if you have like a level 5 gun, so the enemies will be, there's a system in which they'll level up. So and there's kind of like a trick that if you reach a boss and you find the boss is like too hard, you can leave, go level up and come back, and since that boss was already set to a certain level, he'll not level up because you leveled up. So that's like a trick. But once you beat that boss and proceed on to another area, guess what? That area is gonna level up because you have some certain gear. So what I'm also most proud of Remnant is the Swamp of Coruscant DLC, the Dominator trophy, defeating 10 bosses in a row. This is one of my proudest trophies I got this year, because ideally it's like survival mode. You barely have equipment on you, and you're supposed to go on this run of defeating bosses, and then you go through the areas ideally, and you need to get at least 10 bosses in a row. So there's the mechanic towards it, like there's a timer that goes on, and once that timer goes out, the enemies level up, so you need to always be leveling up before them, so in order to get to till 10. So I remember I did this trophy for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks constantly. Like I finish work or whatever, I start playing the game, I die somewhere, I do it over and over and over again till I actually got this trophy. So I'm very proud of this trophy. I can talk a lot about this game, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next up is Eleanor. Eleanor is like a police investigation kind of game. Kind of plays out like a little bit like GTA in a way. It's like a 4 of 10 difficulty 1 playthrough. I took like 2 months and 2 weeks. The game is interesting at start, trying to understand. I think I forgot the cop's name. Trying to understand his story, because he's like an ex-military guy who's transitioning into being a cop, and I liked how it referenced a lot of actual crimes that happened in the US, and yeah, but it gets to a point where the game becomes a bit boring and repetitive at the very end. And the other trick about this game, or not trick but requirement, is that you need to be able to get 5 stars in each and every mission. So those 5 stars is how you performed in that particular mission in terms of mostly interrogating, and yeah, it's actually just mostly how you interrogate suspects and all that. If you're gonna mess up even one question, you don't interrogate well, you're not getting 5 stars. So that one, definitely you're gonna need a guide. I used a guide, and if you don't use a guide for getting the 5 stars, you'll have to replay the entire mission, and which is such a drag because it's so long just to get to a particular point. Yeah, so, and there's the collectibles. Yeah, really grindy because the map was really big. But yeah, all in all, it got to a point I just had to push through the game and just get the platinum. Next up is Chickens on the Road. Cheesy platinum right here. Got it in under 9 minutes 46 seconds. Yeah, cheesy platinum, you just go straight and collect chickens on the road, I think. Or was it the eggs? Anyway, cheesy platinum right here. You can get it if you want to. Metal Girl, same thing, cheesy platinum, got it in under 31 minutes. Yeah, it was a bit long, but but these are games you can get the platinum without even having to finish the game. Yeah, so Metal Girl is one of them. Nothing interesting here. But it was kind of fun, I guess. It was fun, but you just, when you play these games, you're just going for a cheesy platinum. Next up, I think I went back towards. Okay, next up here is a Plague Tale Innocence. Yeah, this is a very fun game to play. It was interesting to play. The story here is fun, or not. The story is really interesting. And obviously I cannot dive into the story and give away how it went down, but yeah, it's good. It deserves to be played. What's the difficulty? The difficulty is like 3 out of 10. We can do it in under 1 playthrough. I did a glitch for the handful of pockets trophy here, so that's fully upgrading your equipment. And as you can see even from the screenshot right here, I was doing the glitch, so I didn't have enough materials in 1 playthrough. So that's like a note if you're going to play this game. Just try to collect as enough materials as possible and level up your equipment. That's a pocket, ammunition bag, and so on. Yeah, so, but there's a specific level you can do this glitch, and that was the last trophy for me to get the platinum. And once I did that, look at this most famous platinum screenshot, because once I did the glitch, it unlocked that trophy, but now I got an error. Like, I actually discovered a bug or whatever in the game, and it just gave me the platinum like this. Yeah, so it's actually funny. I posted this on, there's a PlayStation platinum group. I posted it there. People were just laughing, So, but yeah, it's a fairly good game. Yeah, it deserves to be played, and yeah, it just has an interesting take with the mechanics, because you have to keep watch of this kid, and you can tell him to go somewhere and do something for you. He comes back and all that, and obviously solve a bit of puzzles here and there. So Plague Tale Innocence is a good game. Next up is Concrete Genie. So this was a very chilled out game to play. It's just about painting. It's about this kid who kind of likes painting, and the game talks about being addresses the topic about bullying and all that. But yeah, this game it was in my backlog. Came back to do it. Let's see, how long was it? Still did it in the same year, but ideally it was in my backlog, and very chilled out game. If you're in between games and you just want to chill, just you can put on this game and just paint some genies, and yeah, it's kind of fun. So it was really fun to play this game. I think the other DLCs for VR. I don't own a VR set, so I can't get 100% completion, unfortunately. Next up is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Another Souls game here, very fun to play. You need 2 playthroughs to beat this game, and it's a 7 out of 10 difficulty. This game, what I can say is, you get good or go home. If you're not getting good at this game, you have to understand the mechanics. You have to understand how to, do the sword play, because it's all about sword play and how you counter and how you, evade sometimes, and so ideally, if you're not getting good at this game, you are not going to progress, because every boss is kind of trying to show you something or a concept, but then it gets to a point where, like, some bosses will kind of be compact, they'll kind of go all out, and you need to be on par with them. So Sekiro is really interesting. I think a trophy to talk about is this Man Without Equal, defeat all boss fights. So this one is the one that requires 2 playthroughs, because there's a part in the game where you need to make a choice, and once you make a choice, you'll kind of get some bosses at the end, and you need to be able to kind of go back there and make a different decision and get another set of bosses without spoiling the game. But my favorite boss in this game had to be Ishin Sword Saint, I believe. Very fun boss to play. He's the last boss actually in the game. People said he was hard. I didn't think he was hard. My hardest boss was Demon of Hatred. My number 1, that guy was hard, because that boss doesn't play out as a Sekiro boss. He plays out as a Dark Souls boss. He's just big. He has these big AoE attacks, but for me, Ishin Sword Saint is the best for me, because like, it was just fun, even with the setting and being able to counter his moves and all that. I really enjoyed that boss fight. So Sekiro is I really like this game. If you're into Dark Souls or the Souls game, definitely check out Sekiro. But definitely I wouldn't advise anyone to kind of jump into Sekiro without playing any of the Souls games prior to this. You need to understand how kind of tough these games are before you come into them. Next up is Control. Control was a game in my backlog, I believe. Yeah, it was a game in my backlog. I haven't done the DLCs yet. It's a 4 out of 10 difficulty, 1 playthrough. It was in my backlog. I think I played it in 2020, I believe. Yeah, 2020. I started it in 2020, but came back to finish the game. It has an interesting concept. Good mechanics, with the levitating and different powers that you get. What I didn't, but the other thing that I didn't like about this game was, the documents. Like, at first, like, I was picking up a lot of documents, reading each and every trying to read each and every document, but it got to a point where they just became so much, and I was like, you know what, F these documents, I'm just gonna run through this game, just get these trophies and, just finish the game, because I was at a point where, I just needed to finish the game. So, but in all honesty, that's my opinion. So people like this game. For me, it was a bit but not so bad, not so bad. Next up is Until Dawn. Until Dawn is like a story-driven game here, you know, like Detroit and and the like. It's I believe it's a 2 out of 10, 2 or 3 out of 10 difficulty, 1 playthrough. I did this thing in 6 days, in under 6 days or so. Yeah, the good thing is chapter select in this game, where you can go to different places and do different outcomes. There's obviously that one trophy of killing everyone. There's a trophy of making everyone be alive at the end of the game. But it really got to a point where, like when you're replaying some of these areas, it gets really boring because you cannot skip the cutscenes. You cannot, because that's how the game is. It's based on the story. So you're not skipping cutscenes. You're just repeating the same dialogue over and over again. So it got to a point where I just got really bored going for the platinum. But if you play this game for the first time, it is amazing because it plays out a bit like a horror game or horror movie, if you want to call it that way. But going for the platinum, it's a bit boring because you're sitting through the same. It's like watching a movie, and you're watching a movie like 4 or 5 times. It gets really boring. But ideally, the first playthrough, when you play this game, it's really awesome. Next up is Titanfall 2. Got this platinum in under like 5 days, 1 hour, 6 out of 10 difficulty. You just need 1 playthrough if you know what you're doing. You can't do 2 playthroughs, but you can do it in 1. Titanfall was fun considering it's from the makers of Apex Legends, so the guns they are the same, or rather Apex was born through Titanfall. What I liked about Titanfall is the relationship you have with the Titan. I think I forgot the name. It was called B something. I forgot the name anyway. Yeah, so the relationship was nice. It's like a manly kind of like a bromance thing going on, and you actually care about this Titan or this big robot Titan. So it was really fun. What else can I talk about the trophies? There were a bit of online, as you can see here: win a multiplayer match, join a multiplayer network. But I never actually won a multiplayer. So there's a way you can just kind of do a private match and just exit the private match and you win, and that's it. Or you just need to like shoot just one person and just exit the game, you'll get the trophy. I think the hardest one, or the hardest trophy, was there's the speed run. Not the speed run, but there's a training area where you need to beat that training area in under a couple of in under like a minute or so. I think I forgot the name. But yeah, that's the one that you'll spend most of your time because it's like a repetition. You have to like find the best routes in completing that training mission, and you'll be able to get that trophy. Okay, so we are at Titanfall 2. Next up is Resident Evil. So Resident Evil, this is from the HD collection, I guess, or not collection, but they did like a HD remake of the original Resident Evil. It's like a 5 out of 10 difficulty, 6 playthroughs. I did it in under 4 weeks. But I'll not lie, this game I used a guide from the beginning to the very end, guide throughout, because I didn't like the animations of the doors, to be honest. If I could open the doors freely, I could have done it on my own, but I didn't like the animation of the doors. Like the animation of the doors take a good 4 or 5 seconds just to open a door. So I didn't like that. So I used a guide to beat the entire game. As Resident Evil games, there's a speedrun trophy. There's completing the game in some specific tasks. Saving people here and there. So Resident Evil, not bad, but for me, I will not lie, I used a guide through and through. We are coming to finish the trophy list here. So yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. This game, I liked the setting of the game. It's in US and all that. obviously I'm not an American, so I didn't really fully understand the history that's being told here. But yeah, it was a good game. Really long story. And the trophy list here is such a grind. It's a 5 out of 10 one playthrough. But yeah, this game is long. Man, it got to a point where it's like you're in too deep and you're like, you can't get out. You just have to see it through. And Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered was one of them. I'm not really an Assassin's Creed fan, but I wanted to try it out because I got it for free because I bought I think Odyssey. I think I bought Odyssey and it came for free. So yeah, it was a free platinum. So, but all in all, really grindy game. I'll not lie. But if you're in it for the story, for the gameplay and all that, it was fun. But it got to a point where there are bugs and glitches. There's a part where like you have to do full synchronization of the missions, and some of those missions were really a headache because there's a glitch or a bug with that specific mission. So all in all, grindy, very grindy trophy list right here. Next up, as you can see, this group of games here is the Dead Space series, man. I went back to PS3 and had to make Dead Space my first PlayStation 3 platinum. So I didn't own a PS3 back then, or rather we did own, but I wasn't, Xbox. I was an Xbox person till I got into trophy hunting, and I was like, I need to be able to platinum, these games again, go back to PS3 and play these games. And I really liked Dead Space. And yeah, so Dead Space 1 is you just need to, 2 playthroughs. It's 5 out of 10 difficulty. I did it in under like a week, 5 days. Yeah, so I think the main talking points here is the one gun trophy. These are kind of fresh in my mind. The one gun trophy, where you just need to use the plasma cutter gun to beat the entire game. And the plasma cutter gun is like one of the best guns in the game, and it's a starting gun, so you can finish the game with that one gun. And you'll need to beat the game on the on the hardest difficulty. That's impossible mode. Yeah, not too hard. It wasn't too hard, but ideally Dead Space is, for me, out of the 3 games, is the best for me, or that I really enjoyed. If I had to pick one, it's the first one, because the game was scary at some points. There are tons of jump scares here and there. It's like the moment you think like you've gotten out of a situation, it's all calm now, something is definitely around the corner just to spook you. But Dead Space was a birth of an awesome franchise, but I definitely liked the first one compared to the 3. Next up is Dead Space 2, one of the hardest platinum games to platinum. Dead Space 2, 3 playthroughs, 9 out of 10 difficulty. This game is hard, and what I mean by hard is it has one trophy that is really hard, that is doing hardcore mode. Hardcore mode is beating the game on hardcore mode, or the setting about this game is that you're gonna beat the game on the hardest difficulty. You only have 3, and you only have 3 saves, and ammo and all that stuff is a bit limited. But yeah, really tough because you have to kind of plan out your saves. I remember I saved at around chapter 5, at the middle of chapter 11, and right at the end, I think at the start of chapter 14. So the game, I remember, has 15 chapters. Yeah, so hardcore mode was hard, man. Because getting from chapter 1 to 5 is fairly easy, but the harder parts start from chapter 5 when you're trying to get your second save. And yeah, around that it really gets hard. You can be one shot somewhere, make a mistake, you're dead, and you're gonna go back all the way to the previous save. So if, for instance, you're trying to push your first save past chapter 5, you are going to die and you're going to start the game again. That's why it's sitting at a 9 out of 10 difficulty. So I do like a challenge sometimes, and this was a challenge, and I'm glad I did it. I really enjoyed the game. It was a massive improvement from Dead Space 1 in terms of visuals. It wasn't as clunky as compared to the first one. Isaac is the main character. Isaac is more flexible, and there's other characters that get introduced into the game, so it's really fun to play. If you want a hard platinum, go for Dead Space 2. You'll be really proud that you got it. And I only feel bad that I did not play Severed. And the reason why I didn't play Severed is because I bought the disc version of Dead Space 2. And when I went to buy the DLC, I bought the DLC, but they're not compatible for some weird reason. I looked it up online. I saw only another person complaining about it, that they bought the disc version, bought Severed, and they are not compatible. Like, it should be compatible, but they're not. They, trust me, they're all in the same region, but it just doesn't work. It's an old game, and maybe they didn't write code for that or something like that. So I really felt bad because I wasted money. I think it was maybe $9.99, but yeah, I still felt bad because, you know, I can't play the DLC and the only way for me to play this DLC is to buy the Ultimate Edition of Dead Space 2, which doesn't make sense. And the Ultimate Edition costs like $2.99, $29. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, you need to pay that much, and just for me to play a DLC, which can be done in under an hour, no. So I don't know, but I still want to. If I figure out a way that will not cost me or something, I'll play it. Yeah, that's Dead Space 2. We're gonna go to Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 is obviously a follow-up to 2. They are all, following the same story about Isaac and all that. This one, at least I managed to 100% complete this game. Dead Space 3 introduced the mechanic of building guns, like you assemble your own guns and all that stuff. So it was I really liked that mechanic. You can attach like a plasma cutter with, a shotgun or something like that. You can come up with really weird guns, but ideally what suits you. Pick your favorite guns, attach them to one, and you're good to go. Now the trick, and there's a trick here with the hardcore mode, because this hardcore mode was actually insane, or rather, when I don't understand the people who actually came up with this trophy, because hardcore mode in Dead Space 3, they tell you to beat the entire game without dying, because they introduced autosave, and if you die, guess what? They delete that save, so you're starting from scratch. So here the trick to counter this was the Devil Horns gun. That's when you beat the game in classic mode. Get the Devil Horns gun because it's like a one-shot kill gun. Then once you now start hardcore mode, you have to play it on the fast. Don't install the patch. There's a patch file. So if you have it, uninstall it. Yeah. So don't patch the game, so you can carry over that gun to hardcore mode. Then you'll be backing up your save. So every time you reach a place or you think you're about to die, just back up your save to a flash drive or in the cloud, and because once you die, you'll be able just to load it. So that's how you can get through hardcore. But if that glitch didn't exist, definitely it would be a freaking 10 out of 10 difficulty, because guess what point, this game is really hard, and if you just die once and you get to restart the whole game, doesn't make sense. Yeah, so that's Dead Space 3. Yeah, and definitely it introduced the online trophies, or cooperative trophies. So you need to find someone to do those cooperative trophies with. You are not getting the platinum if you don't have a partner. So look for someone, get the platinum. I had to go on a forum and look for somebody, and at least we got it done, and I'm glad that we got it done. So Dead Space 3 is also fun, but ideally out of the 3, I am picking the first game as my favorite. So on to the final 3. Batman Arkham Asylum. This is on PlayStation 3. One of the best Batman games, if you ask me. I like this game. It's not that long. It's let's see, it's a 6 out of 10 difficulty. I did it in like 5 days, so. Yeah, so Batman is a very fun game. I really enjoyed it. It's not that long actually. You can actually finish the story in a day. You can sit down and just play. If you wanna just go through the entire story, play it within a day. But yeah, there are actually 2 missable trophies you need to be aware of. But other than those, the game is fun. I think the most challenging part is the challenge areas, the challenge mode. You have to go, and either you're doing the fighting challenges or the Predator challenge, where it's all about stealth. So those are the only difficult areas, but with a little bit of practice, it's actually, you can't get it done. But Batman, hands down, best game, man. It's a 10 out of 10 game, and this is on PS3. I am planning on planning the game on PS4 again, and I'm already excited to play this game again. That's how fun I enjoyed this game. Next up is one of my most proudest platinums this year, and a recent one, and my 50th platinum trophy. That is Silent Hill 2 from the Silent Hill collection, HD collection. Silent Hill, what can I say about this game? If you didn't play it back on PS2, I guess you missed out, but I played it a bit back in the day, but I was too young. Obviously, I didn't understand, but going back, it was so awesome. I played it first on my second account just to see how it was, and I loved it, and I came back to play the game. And yeah, this game is like a 9 out of 10 difficulty. Did it in 5 days, and it's 6 playthroughs. Yes, 6 playthroughs, but ideally you can do a playthrough in under 3 hours, because there is a trophy for beating the game in under 3 hours. Is the the green spray trophy. This is the most important trophy because you need to get a 10-star rank. So that means, what that means is that you have to beat the game in certain ways. Beating the game in under 2 saves, getting like 150 items, shooting 75 enemies, killing enemies by shooting 75, melee 75 also. You have to collect some special items while you're doing this run. But Silent Hill 2, all in all, is an amazing game. It got to a point, yes, it was a bit difficult when doing some endings, but once I did the 10-star run, it's like I already knew what I was doing, where I was going. I already mapped out a route, fastest route possible. But I managed to get this run in under 2 hours 57 minutes, and the game required to beat the requirement was beating the game in under 3 hours. So it got to a point I was in the last boss fight, or not last boss fight. Yeah, that's the Eddie boss fight. And I checked the time, and I just saw, man, I have less than 15 minutes to beat this game. So it was such a rush, and man, it was just a thrill just to kind of rush through and just kind of beat the game in less than that time, because I was like 3/4 way once you reach that boss fight. So all in all, this game should be played. You should revisit this game if you can. It's very awesome to play. Next up, to wrap this video up, is the last platinum, which actually I got a day before recording this video. That is Assassin's Creed Liberation. So Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered was joined together with Assassin's Creed 3. So I had already started playing the game, but I stopped. So I came back to clean up on it. Fairly straightforward game. It's not long. It's a very short. It's actually is the short. If you can correct me if I'm wrong, the shortest Assassin's Creed game to play. It's not that grindy. Obviously, all Assassin's Creed games are grindy in a way with collectibles. I don't know why they need us to collect feathers or need us to collect something, So Assassin's Creed Liberation it got to a point it was fun. I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed it more than... Okay, I think they're on par with Assassin's Creed 3. Because I got to a point I did enjoy the mechanics, but ideally this game was shorter to play. I just liked the game. There's nothing much to talk about. There's no trick, no hack. There's collectibles, different personas. You have the lady persona, you have the assassin persona, and you have the slave persona. So it's like about freeing the slaves and stuff like that. It talks about slaves and all that. But yeah, the game was fun to play. You can get it in under like 2 days or so. I think I got it in a week. Based this one is saying I did it in a week. That's because I had initially started playing it. But ideally you can get this platinum in like 2 days, if you play it right. Yeah, so I think with that, those are my platinum trophies. I think I've shown the 52 platinum trophies that I've gotten, and I think considering we're going into a new year, that's 2022, I do plan on adding another 50. So at this point, yeah, I want to get, by the end of next year, that's 2022, I want to be at 100 platinum trophies. Yeah, so I obviously might cheese here and there, but right now I'm doing games that I really enjoy playing. Like, I think after this I'm working on the Bioshock series. That's Bioshock 1, 2, 3. That's the remastered series. The 3 is Infinite, so I'm planning on doing the entire Bioshock series, then play something else. Maybe I'm seeing there's a deal on Star Wars Fall of Jedi or something like that. I know I've butchered that name, but I wanna play that Star Wars game. Yeah, so I think the next time I'm gonna do such a video will be next year, just at the end of the year, talking about another 50 platinum trophies that I've gotten. So yeah, I think with that, if you have reached this far into this video, I cannot thank you enough for watching. I think the other content that I'll be doing for this channel is just mostly related to platinum trophies. I think I'll talk about how I got a platinum trophy for a specific game and maybe show clips about that game. You know, I think my channel is a bit struggling with, you know, identity and all that. Like, what am I doing? That's the things that I'm kind of dealing with the channel. But ideally, I am a trophy hunter at heart, and I like getting platinum trophies. And yeah, next year we're doing 100. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give a like. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. Let me know what games you're proud of. If you got the platinum, let me know in the comment section. We can talk about it. And yeah, I think the next video definitely next year about trophies. So I think with that, I'm gonna wish you a good holiday. You know, if you're watching it during the holiday season, you know, happy holidays. And yeah, I'm gonna end it there. So take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one.